Kirby! Every day is a gift, and with time being so precious, let's get right into it. Still Life by Louise Penny is a cozy mystery novel that's tight, thrilling, and engaging throughout. The author has won awards for her contributions to and representations of Canadian culture, and this is the first book in her Gamache series. It takes place in a small Canadian town of Three Pines, where everyone knows everyone and their relationships are complex, layered, and rich with pain and love, which is my bread and butter. It's Chief Inspector Armand Gamache's, our protagonist detective. It's his job to unpeel these layers and dive into the secrets these people have been keeping for decades, on his search to find whodunit. Specifically, murder. The characters are engaging, though beyond their secrets and relationships, I thought a few of them could use more fleshing out as individuals. They're definitely archetypal, but at the same time they aren't cookie cutter, and it felt like the author was definitely taking steps to deepen her characters, which I like, and I think she'll only get better at it as the series continues. I did feel like the main female point of view character was aimed to be a bit of an audience self-insert. She's a middle-aged woman who's scatterbrained but has a hunky love interest. She loves English cozy mystery books, and she's integral to solving the mystery with knowledge of the town and of the murder victim that only she has. It was a little... Okay, I see what you're doing, Louise Penny. Yeah, I like it, though. She's a really good character, so I didn't really mind that much. It just made me smile. And even though, you know, okay, I always enjoyed the scenes that she was in. I liked how the characters' individual philosophies worked into the overall plot and they played off each other, and each character felt distinct and with their own motivations that were explored and resolved with great satisfaction, or with room for further development in later books. I very much felt immersed in this story and in the town of Three Pines. It felt very much like a contained little town that you might find by driving off the beaten path. Somewhere north of the border of the US. And the author did an excellent job of making me care about the deceased and the people who were working so hard to find the truth of the darkness hidden in their midst. There is more than one mystery in this book, since there's a strong emphasis on us as outsiders watching our stand-in outsider, Gamache, unravel the secrets of this town, but the murder is really the main mystery that drives the narrative forward, as you would expect with a mystery novel. I really enjoyed the level of research that Louise Penny put into this. It felt like above and beyond what she needed to do to just follow a formulaic mystery plot pattern. There was a lot of research into hunting and bows. She uses facts like things about art and hunting to enrich her setting and her mystery. It didn't feel like you could just cut and paste this mystery into any town or any group of characters. It felt very distinct and unique to their problems and their pasts, which I thought I want to see that in my mystery novels. You know, I want to feel like plot and character are intertwined. I don't want to feel like they're distinct. What people do arises from their life experiences and their personal philosophies, and I want to see them tied together. I don't want to feel like Colonel Mustard in the kitchen with the iron, you know? Like, I also haven't played Clue since I was like 5, so maybe that's not correct, but, you know, like I said, I really like when I read something for fun and I walk away feeling a little smarter than I did when I picked up the book. Like, not just like, oh, what a great little story, but, you know, I know something now about bows that I didn't know before. Like, that's a really good feeling, and I'm glad that I'm being enriched that way. Edutainment, I guess. The mark of a good cozy mystery novel, I think, or just any mystery novel, is that I feel so engaged in the mystery that I am trying to figure it out as the characters do. I found myself questioning and objecting out loud when characters give stories that might not be correct. I was trying to work out the logic as the characters did, and without really stopping and consciously doing it, I was putting out my own ideas about people's motivations and who might have done what, why. And I feel like that's the mark of a good mystery book, when I don't feel so much like a passive observer, but like an active detective. Like, I wanted to tap Gamache on the shoulder and be like, look at him, he looks suspicious, you know? Like, that was a really cool feeling. As for the detectives themselves, I thought Gamache was an excellent lead. We saw enough of him so that he wasn't a blank slate, but he wasn't such a strong personality that he obscured the town. Like, he didn't, like, outweigh all the other characters. It wasn't like, oh, this protagonist is so complicated and strong, like all these other side characters feel like cardboard cutouts next to him. Like, no. I'm happy to say that was not the case. Gamache was definitely interesting. He didn't feel like just a stand-in police cop guy. He felt He had his own personal philosophy that he talked to other characters about. He tried to mentor another cop character, which was really interesting to watch as the book developed. And I like his habit of sitting quietly and listening and watching worked really well to show us as observers the town without him getting too much in the way, you know what I mean? It worked very well. The other cops I thought were pretty cool. Nicole was a standout. I loved her. I hated her. But as a character, she was a great piece of the book. And, Nicole. Oh, sweet Nicole. Alright. The core mystery itself, I thought, was engaging and thrilling. Like, I don't normally read mysteries. If you saw my newbie booktube video, I talked about I'm normally a fantasy reader, but I'm trying to expand cross-genre. And I put this out on my Facebook page, like, I borrowed this from a friend, and I was done with it in less than 24 hours. Like, it was really engaging. And it was a physical edition. Like, that was so crazy. Normally, my ADHD rabbit, squirrel, whatever brain will not sit still for a physical book, much less in 24 hours be finished with it. But it was thrilling enough and engaging enough that it kept me hooked. So that's pretty that's pretty cool. One major complaint I did have was that the ending was a little forced. The mystery itself was fine. Like, I loved it. But it felt like the editor went up to Miss Penny and was like, listen, your ending just ain't climactic enough. Because there were... I'm not going to spoil it for you, but if you read it, you'll see. There were just a few story beats thrown in at the end that felt obligatory and not very well connected or explored. Like, this is in here because someone told me they had to be in here, but it feels tacked on. Like, and this isn't really spoilers at all because it doesn't matter. There's a storm at the end of the book, and it feels like such a thinly veiled device to raise tension. A sort of divine signaling that the climax has arrived, like a bang, crash, the lightning flashed, and well, that's another story, never mind. Anyway, I didn't really appreciate it. That and a few other things near the end, and those are spoilers to talk about, so I won't. And they feel like they're just in there to artificially inflate tension. And I didn't like that because I thought the mystery was exciting enough to stand on its own. And honestly, either let your climax stand on its own legs or work your tension inflating boosts more organically into the narrative. Don't just slap things on to raise the stakes and think that I won't notice, because I did, and it kind of pulled me out of the story a bit. Other than that though, I really liked the book. I had a great time reading it. Who would like this book? Well, I liked it. I went out and I got the next book from the library right when I finished. I'm not typically a mystery reader, like I said, but I found it super engaging. So I think it's fair to say that if you like cozy mystery novels, you'll like this series. And even if you don't typically like mystery books, but you're curious, I think that there's a fair chance you'll enjoy this too. I'm on the couch today because I got some feedback that from my last video that the tan background I was sitting against was a little bland. And I'm hoping that the combination of the blue wall and my little moral support co-host here who keeps falling over on me, I'm hoping that that'll liven things up a little bit. I still want to try cooking while I talk, but I'm still figuring out the logistics of where do I put the camera, where do I put the microphone, blah blah blah. The good news is, though, I'm getting a tripod, and that is pretty cool. Thanks for bearing with me through all this DIY stuff. Question of the day. Last time I got some good feedback about what kind of books you guys like. This time I want to ask about genre. I feel like sometimes we can get tunnel visioned into what kind of genre we like, and we just kind of stay there, and we stop considering things that are outside of our comfort zone. So I want to ask you to help me break out of my fantasy box a little bit. What kind of stuff do you read? Do you like mysteries, the cozy mysteries like Still Life? Do you like romance? Or do you like nonfiction more than fiction? Biographies? Self-help books? Let me know. I like to hear about what other people enjoy and are passionate about to help enrich my own reading. So leave some comments down below and I'll look forward to our conversation. So until next time, just remember, every day is precious, and I hope you find something in your day that helps you smile. Bye for now. Mystery that's tight, thrilling, and engaging throughout. It's like it's almost gonna fall again. Okay.